UC Berkeley student was kicked off a Southwest flight after a passenger overheard him speaking in Arabic and was concerned. Now, the student that got kicked off is Khairuldeen Makhzoomi. So there he is. And apparently, as he said goodbye, he used the phrase Inshallah, which translates to if God is willing, right? The student said that after he hung up, he noticed a female passenger looking at him, who then got up and left her seat. So at that point, he was a little worried because he noticed that she was paying extra attention to him. He was speaking in Arabic, and he's like, is she going to report me? What's about to happen here? Well, she kept staring at me, and I didn't know what was wrong. Then I realized what was happening, and I just was thinking, I hope she's not reporting me. Well, she did report him, and apparently the woman thought that he had said Shaheed, meaning martyr, a term linked to Islamic terrorists. Now, he says that he never used that phrase, but nonetheless, authorities arrived and he was investigated to the fullest extent, including one situation where they searched his genitals. I'll get to those details in a second, but Cenk, jump in.
Okay, so inshallah is a super common phrase, not just in Arabic, but it has gone from Arabic to other languages as well. So it's in Turkish. It means I hope so. Wow, that sounds threatening. And Turkish is not is a completely different language than Arabic, but Turkish, like many languages, borrows phrases from English, French, Arabic, etc. And in fact, we were talking to your mom over the weekend, Anna, and she said she knows what that means because she's Armenian, right? So if she were to say it, which, well, I don't know, speaking a foreign language, dangerous. All foreigners are dangerous.
Yep.
Now, we must monitor one another, okay? Make sure that you help keep an eye on the dangerous foreigners and report them to the authorities. There was half a dozen FBI officials. They had a dog, and in reality, one of the things that set them off was not just this nosy person. And by the way, look, if you saw something actually suspicious, I get it. You're on the plane, maybe your family's on the plane. I understand, right? And don't think that we're all humans. Sometimes I see a dude and I go, oh, right? Now, I don't turn them in because for whatever reason they triggered something in my subconscious, right? I hope that I don't act on that bias. But I'm saying to you, I get it, dude. You see somebody and you're a little concerned or whatever, but it's a different thing than being like, he said a word I don't understand. Remove him from the premises. Okay, so she does that. She's over panicked. I would hope that the airline and security, okay, does their due diligence. You bring the dog, whatever, the genitals thing is horrible, right? Okay, but after you check in on him and you find out he was just at an event with the Secretary General of the United Nations, Ban Ki-moon, you find out his father was assassinated by Saddam Hussein.
Yeah, he's a refugee.
He's a refugee from Saddam Hussein. You remember the guy we toppled, right? And then you go, oh, I'm so sorry, man. Let's put you back on the plane.
Yeah.
No, instead, the guy said, what is this, Islamophobia, right? The kid getting kicked off, he's 26 years old, but he's a student, right? The Southwest Airline employee was very upset about that. And you can't hurt an airline employee's feelings. Because if you do, that's a grave offense.
Yep.
That is the equivalent of terrorism, and you must be removed from the plane.
Look, there are some people that'll make the argument that, oh, well, you know, closely monitoring Muslims is okay because they're more prone to terrorist attacks. I don't agree with that, right? But if you're spreading that type of mentality, right, and that type of Islamophobia, understand that it's not just going to stop at Muslims. First of all, I don't think it should happen to Muslims, period. But when I speak Armenian, I'm sure it sounds kind of aggressive and crazy, right? Like
to them, certainly.
Yeah, of course, right? Like, maybe it sounds like really dangerous. All
Edwin,
I said
get her out of here.
Oh, no.
We gotta go. We gotta get her out of here.
Did she say inshallah? Like, this is so stupid. We're living in this weird, paranoid state, and we're taking out our anger and our fears on innocent people who are doing nothing wrong. Not only did he get kicked off that flight, he didn't get on another flight and get to where he needed to be until 9 hours later. He was 9 hours late to where he needed to be.
He had attended a dinner at the Los Angeles World Affairs Council, like I said, with the Secretary General of the United Nations.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and his story checked out. It's not like his story didn't check out, right? They made everybody wait. They made the plane wait. His story checks out. But since the employee, and I think the employee here is far more at fault than the original passenger, okay? Well, okay, look, because the employee comes and apparently speaks Arabic, and you're like, oh, okay, great. So I said, inshallah. At that point, the employee should be like, oh, okay. And then if you talk to him and you get a sense, oh, he was talking to his mom, oh, his father's been murdered, right, et cetera, you go, oh, okay. No, the employee was like, did you just say Islamophobia? You hurt my feelings. That's it. You're a goner. You're a goner. You're off the plane. Don't care. You dared to offend me? No, you're done. So that's the country we live in now.
That is the country we live in. And this story includes so many different issues that we have in society right now. Not only does it include the Islamophobia angle, it also includes the fact that if you're a passenger on an airplane, you are always wrong, right? You have any complaint, you're wrong. Okay? I don't know why it is that there's this one type of business in the US where the customer is always wrong, but that's what happens with flights.